The trip that we're doing now, it's to Nicaragua, and we're going after this fish called a rainbow bass.
The first time we laid eyes on him, which was just photos on the internet, we were pretty blown away.
We didn't know this fish even existed up until about a month ago.
Yet again, we're going after a fish we know nothing about.
There's not a lot of info on it. I've never seen any pictures of this bass, but when we started doing our research, trying to find bass around the world, this is one of them that came up, so we're gonna go for it.
There's a reason for me to live. This is the moment. Four-wheel drive, mud, chainsaws, shotguns, fishing.
That's expedition. Chris Owen's brain was taken apart. There's parts missing. Screws aren't there. He's lost.
Have you ever been sprayed in the face with bear mace? 7 times.
When I have my life in his hands, I'm scared.
Out fishing with the drug cartel.
Dad in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Guy that can really cut loose sometimes. But also really worry about what's going down.
I'm a little apprehensive. I'm a little nervous. It's good to be cautious. That's serious. I want to come home in one piece.
Brian, he's like the MacGyver on the trip.
He's the kind of guy you want in a foxhole organizing the ammo.
He's a researching machine, okay? He's got all the latest GPS, satellite, map technology. I'm not kidding you. That guy is jerry-rigged so much stuff. We're not going to pretend to be pro bass fishermen. We actually really don't know what we're doing half the time, but we're doing it anyway.
It's going under the tree.
No motor, it's going down the path. Let me grab the hook. Reverse. Hey.
Trying to get me under a log. Oh, ow.
Go. That's what I'm talking about.
Rainbow bass are found all over the country in Nicaragua. The Mosquito coastline is the most remote coastline in Central America. One lagoon in particular has never been accessed.
A couple of things you have to prepare for when you come into an environment like this. One, you got to make sure that your gear is going to stay dry, that you're going to stay dry. And then it's like, what flies do you take? So we have to kind of try and figure that out.
We're constantly trying to find new water just to see what the fishing's like. And nobody said that they've ever been back in there. So we really have no idea what to expect.
So it's not going to be easy. I mean, it's off the grid out there. We knew we were going to need some resources. We knew we had to get in touch with somebody out there on the coastline to get a hold of some boats.
I've never been picked up by a boat from an airport.
To reach the river that drains this lagoon, it's out there. I mean, it's out in the middle of the jungle. We're going to have to go up a couple major river systems once we're out there. We're going to probably have to stay out there. And so we got to plan for that.
We're preparing to bring in as much camping equipment as possible because we think that, you know, it could take a few days for us to get into this lagoon.
And just because we get there doesn't mean that you know, it's a guarantee that we're gonna find fish. It could be a total bust.
So we had to come up the big river just to get up to this little jungle river that drains this lagoon. You know, we're hopping logs like crazy. So this is kind of a weird scenario.
It's going to take us a while to get back in here. It's really hard going. I mean, all we can do is hope that we can get through while we're here.
A little bit frustrating.
At this rate, we're never going to make it back into this lagoon. Hopefully tomorrow we'll come back with some more manpower and some more tools to get the job done.
This is the jungle. I mean, what can you expect other than it's not going to be easy?
This is a new environment. This is a new area than any of us are used to.
What is safe in the jungle? Nothing I've experienced so far. Everything wants to kill you.
Jungle has not been friendly to us.
When you're out in the middle of the jungle, you really have to look around before you reach out and grab something because something might reach out and grab you back.
The main thing you gotta worry about is the crocodiles.
And when you see them, I mean, it just sends chills down your spine.
There's a crocodile in the area that has allegedly killed 2 people.
Jay went down and touched his back the other day. These things cruise the shorelines. There's people that go missing around here.
Day 2, we got a crew in there already chopping. We're gonna come in and do our best to get in there.
From here, it is a long way in there.
We're not sure how long it's gonna take to chop in.
Here's the lagoon that we're trying to get to, and here we are. That might not look like a long ways, but that's a long ways. And when your only way to access the lagoon is via boat, you gotta cut a path.
It's gonna take us a while. I mean, it's really hard going. I mean, they've got a wood that they call the ironwood. It's virtually impossible to cut through. Watch your head on that one.
This is looking pretty daunting. I mean, these guys brought out machetes to try to chop into this lagoon up here.
I mean, we thought we had enough tools and manpower to make it back in there. We're gonna need more people to come out and help us.
We only have a limited amount of time to access this lagoon, to see the progress, to see that we're less than a quarter of a mile into this thing. I don't know if this is gonna happen. Something has to change. I mean, we got a long ways. We got a long ways to go still.
It's time to back these boats out and try our luck on the main river.
It opens up out here.
Everywhere we go in the world, we're always fishing for something different, and we really don't know, aside from what we read on the internet or talk to somebody about, really how we're gonna catch these fish with a fly rod.
It's always tough trying to figure out what's gonna trigger that reaction out of a fish when you go to a new place. We gotta figure that out every time, and sometimes it's a lot more difficult.
One just went after it again when it hit the water.
We're trying to figure out how to make them take on fly.
Casting like crazy, trying to hit as much water as we can.
We go through these situations quite a bit around the world where we're trying to figure out what the fish will take, and you know, oftentimes we don't even know what kind of fish is in the water.
There's a lot of different fish out here that like to swim with the rainbow bass. So you never know what's gonna come up and slam your fly.
Doesn't look like the bluegill that I know. Checked off the list.
It's like a red gill.
Very cool. On the board, first fish, Nicaragua. I worked hard for that fish.
I don't know what I caught. What'd you say this was? A mudfish? I caught a mudfish. Good fighter though. Whoa, check that fish out.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Bass Assassinator's back in full effect. Bass assassinating.
Sherry's shaking in his pants.
Oh, tiger bass. Tiger bass. For his size, he actually fought really well.
I mean, when you can go to some place where you've got so many different fish that you can be able to fish for. I mean, you got tarpon, you got snook, you got rainbow bass, tiger bass, machaca, mohara.
That's called a mochaca.
That is definitely a first. Very cool fish.
The machaca was just awesome. I mean, that thing's got a bear trap for a mouth. Looks like a piranha on steroids. Tempted fate just a little too much. Didn't put on a bite wire. These guys have got like razor sharp teeth. Maybe it's time for a little bite wire on here for these guys. Bonus fish right there.
You can't just go sticking your fingers inside of the mouths of these fish that live around here, because they got some pretty good sized fangs on them. Tools of the trade.
Tools of the trade, because you're not gonna be lipping this thing. In this case, it was kind of a pissed off machaca.
Yeah, I would not want to mess with that.
No. So many cool different species of fish all in one place. The fact that you're doing it in the jungle, surrounded by monkeys.
The monkeys are everywhere.
We're in Planet of the Apes right now.
They're throwing monkey crap at us right now. It's raining monkey crap from the trees. There's only so much monkey dung a man can take. It's frustrating enough not catching bass. But then when you get pelted by monkey dung on the side of your face, that kind of takes it to another level.
We got the game changer. Somebody from the village brought us a chainsaw.
At the chainsaw out, there's a big palm tree that's across the river.
This jungle is doing everything it can, it feels like, in its power to keep us from reaching this lagoon. I mean, this is just another day of jungle hacking hell.
We're gonna back away from this work party right now and spend a little part of every day trying to catch one of these fish.
Our situation now is we know what kind of fish is in the water, but we just don't know what they take. And hopefully, everything's gonna work out today.
This is something that we got to go into and try a bunch of different things until it works.
This game's a little bit harder than we thought.
We're at the second fly change.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
It's getting a little frustrating.
So they're coming up, they're eating a fly, and before you can set the hook, what is going on? They're off. Come on, make it happen, buddy.
Had a couple rainbow bass, like come right up on it, and then like chase it down a little bit.
Fly swap.
We're going from woolly buggers to Dahlberg divers and everything in between.
Third fly change. It's getting a little discouraging. We gotta step it up, make something happen.
Just constantly changing patterns throughout the day. 20 different color variations on these flies.
Jaguar popper. Changing out the fly.
This is our 5th fly change now, and still nothing.
We've gone through half of the flies in our fly box here. And we're even throwing some of these deceiver patterns, and I don't know, I can't really figure out what's going on. Probably need to change flies. Again, and again. I can't remember a trip where we've changed flies every 20 minutes. That was a nice one. He came right out from under that. Anytime that you step into a new fishery or you're going after a new species of fish, it's tough enough. But when you got to do it with a fly rod and flies in X amount of days, it's extremely difficult. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, we just decided we were going to catch our own food, and we'll eat rainbow bass if we can catch them.
And we're seeing iguana.
Get ready.
I can't believe that you could even see those, man.
Jay brought a slingshot from home. He likes to think of himself as a slingshot expert.
I probably should have practiced more. I probably should have more experience with my new slingshot, but I don't. These are the situations that we're in, and we're hungry, and we'd like to experience the iguana taste.
There's a lot of them out here, but they are not easy to kill.
He's hit, right? Why isn't he running? I hit him 3 times.
We had to take an iguana to eat that night because we have a whole crew of people trying to chainsaw into this lagoon. I mean, it's a full-on operation.
Oh, he's dead.
Finally got an iguana.
You made it.
Oh.
How'd it go today?
The iguana that I hit
it 4 times.
And it didn't move?
It didn't care. Like, it bounced off of it. But we got one.
Our homies are gonna chop up the iguana because they know what they're doing. They're gonna cook it up the way they do back home. It is what I believe to be rib cage from the iguana. It's pretty damn good. It's phony.
It's like a chicken-flavored rubber band.
It's not bad at all.
So dessert's about to happen.
I can't wait personally. Who else can say they've eaten iguana eggs? Iguana egg shooters.
It's got a membrane on the outside.
It's squishy.
Oh no, that's so wrong.
You know, I almost threw up, but it actually tastes pretty good.
All right, here goes nothing.
Oh, come on. Whatever.
What's wrong with you, man?
He didn't eat it. Something kind of interesting is the natives were like, oh yeah, eat 'em, eat 'em, eat 'em. Not one of them has tried one. I think we got shamboozled.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get in this lagoon, it has to happen today. Everyone's gotta grab a tool. Everyone's gotta grab a chainsaw, machete, or an axe. And we have to get into this lagoon today.
Hold on tight.
We're only a quarter of a mile from this lagoon.
We're getting close. We're getting real close.
All of us are getting our hands dirty.
Got our fingers crossed that it's gonna be loaded with rainbow bass.
Hacking back into this lagoon has been way more challenging than we could have ever thought. This is our first sight of the lagoon. Nobody's seen this yet before.
This is our opportunity to try something new.
This stuff has never, ever been fished up here. So we're gonna fish it.
We've been inching our way through the jungle to make it back in here, and it is such a relief that we finally made it.
And this is the lagoon that we've been looking at on the maps, just crossing our fingers, hoping that this was gonna be the payday.
We have no idea what's up in here. That's exploring fisheries. You don't know what you're gonna catch. That's excitement. That's what drives us.
Takes a little bit of patience and a lot of cast. Because it's a tricky cast because you gotta get way back into these little caves and these coves. Ooh, ooh. See that? There he is. Yeah! Yeah! Big fish. Big fish. I might need the net on that one. Oh! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, dude, he crushed it. Oh, baby. Now we know how the game's played.
Really, accuracy was key.
Pitching under leaves, under branches, under logs.
These fish weren't just coming up and just nibbling on the fly. They were coming up and slamming it.
Happened almost instantaneous. Aggressive, hard-fighting fish to catch.
Got you.
I mean, when you finally connect with that bass and you feel the power behind it, it's extremely impressive.
When they burst out of their structure or out of their cover and smack a fly, it's a sight to behold.
Way more powerful than what I was expecting. That bass is so awesome.
It's got some pull. Long time coming for this.
We've been searching for you, Chancho.
I guess Africa's next, so I'm gonna start packing.
That's right.
Stay tuned, Africa is gonna kick butt.